As long as you keep your word and Abby gets a job with a good salary and health benefits, I'll work at ELQ this summer.
Oh, you have no idea how happy this makes me. You know, ELQ is your birthright. So it's time you two get better acquainted. When can you start?
Well, as soon as Jason says he's okay with this.
You said you wouldn't interfere.
You didn't, I asked.
Well, Jason, you know, deep in your heart, after all the time and tragedy, that ELQ is the ideal situation for Michael. And it'll give him a better than a fighting chance. And it'll be helpful for Abby, too.
Oh, don't make me a factor.
Oh, but you are, dear.
I'm serious. Don't make this decision because of me. You going to work for the ELQ has to be completely your decision and made for reasons that are about you.
Jason, I'd really like to hear what you have to think.
Well, I agree with Abby. It's got to be your call, but whatever you decide, I'm with you 100%.
That's a cop-out. Give me the pros and the cons.
The pros and the cons. Okay, Edward is your family. His love for you is genuine and it's never wavered. Edward wants to see you succeed in life as much as the rest of us do, and he'll do everything in his power to make that happen.
Oh, Jason, I'm touched.
The cons. Edward is crafty. He loves to be in control. He's going to pull strings. He's going to maneuver you into whatever he thinks is for your own good. So whatever you decide, you got to keep your guard up.
Seems to me that you know a little bit about manipulation also. You know, smoothly assuring Michael that it's his choice while you're trying to scare him off.
He asked. I gave him an answer. Let me know what you do.
Would you, like to be alone with your great-grandfather for a minute?
No, it's fine. Jason knows you pretty well. Any reason I shouldn't take what he said as truth?
No, he was right on all counts. But this is your chance to make your first executive decision. Now, taking into account everything that Jason had to say, do the risks in coming to work for me outweigh the gains?
Hey!
Hey, we've barely moved since we got in here.
I just don't want to break anything.
It's just stuff.
Expensive stuff. Look at that. I mean, I would have to work an entire year to replace something like that.
As if he'd make you. Does all this make you uncomfortable?
I mean, it's not just the money. I mean, it's Carly and Sonny and Jax. They're not exactly on the welfare line. But this, I mean, there's history within these walls. Tradition. An expected way of doing things.
Well, I'm sorry to keep you waiting, but I've been trying to set up a tour of the main office as soon as possible. Unless Jason has scared you off.
No, look, Jason didn't say anything I don't already know. Manipulating people is standard operating procedure for you, especially when it's family members.
And it's cost me. Look around. Look around. This house used to be full. Now only ghosts haunt these halls. And me. I drove them all away. Even Jason, our brightest and best. All this was supposed to be his, but he refused. So now it goes to you. I've assigned Abby a position as an assistant. It's a perfect fit.
That's incredible.
Oh, and for you, I've been thinking about a position with a senior VP in acquisitions. They have a large portfolio and they... What? Oh, what's wrong?
So I don't mean to be choosy or anything, but acquisitions? I kind of want to fall asleep just hearing the word.
Oh, I'm sorry. I should have asked what piques your interest. So, I'm asking now.
Well, I'm kind of fascinated with green technology.
Excellent, excellent. A wave of the future. Get started on that right away, and I'm looking forward to your input.
I just graduated high school. I don't really have anything to contribute.
Of course you do. You're a bright young man, and you're a fast learner, and you have instincts, and you're not afraid. Those things will carry you far in this life.
Okay, look, I'm going to tell you the same thing I told my father. I don't want any special treatment.
Well, I'm sorry. I can't guarantee that because you're family, and that's a built-in special treatment. But it also brings burdens of responsibility and expectations. But you're coming aboard. It just means everything to me.
Do you mind if I ask why?
Alan, Emily, AJ, Justice, all gone. And Jason left us years ago. It all comes down to you.
It's a summer job, right? Don't read too much into it.
What starts small can become much, much bigger.
What's going on?
I left the Quartermains feeling like I made a really huge mistake.
Did Edward do something already?
No, he couldn't have been more delightful and charming. But all of a sudden, I could just really see so clearly where all this is heading. I mean, Edward wants Michael not just for a summer. He wants Michael to be his heir.
Yeah, that's really not going to come as a shock to Michael if that's what you're worried about.
But that's huge, Jason. I mean, it changes everything.
How?
I never realized until I was in that house today the kind of family that Michael really comes from. I mean, the Quartermains, that's old money. I mean, power that's been in place for generations. I mean, they're conglomerates and empires and acquisitions. And Edward wants to give all of it to Michael.
That doesn't mean Michael's going to take it. He's never really expressed any interest in that at all.
He's never really spent any concentrated time with Edward. I mean, what if Michael decides that that is what he wants?
What if it does?
I know this is going to sound totally selfish. But where does that leave me?
With Michael only richer?
I'm going to be the first casualty. I mean, Edward found me as useful. You know, as soon as Michael's hooked, I mean, I'm unsuitable and expendable.
Michael's not going to think that.
I don't really want to take that chance. I mean, maybe I can still persuade Michael, you know, to not work for ELQ. The question is, do I have that right?
Upstairs. You'll have to say hi to her before you leave. And Morgan, he's at baseball practice. He's playing shortstop. But you didn't know that, did you?
Is that your subtle way of saying I've been neglecting my siblings?
I'm just anticipating, considering your summer plans.
News travels fast.
Yeah, especially when it's bad. Please tell me you turned Edward down.
I took the job so Abby can get one too.
I told you guys that I would hire you both at the Metro Court.
Abby doesn't want to do that to her. It reads charity. ELQ is a different story, and besides, I might be curious. It might be interesting.
Why does it
learning
have
a
to
business
be
from-
Edward? Why? Why Edward Quartermain?
I got an in. What? He's my great-grandfather. Isn't it about time I got to know him more?
As long as I've known Edward, he's been fixated on one thing. Grooming the proper heir. Finding someone to be the perfect Quartermain. The next Edward. I don't want that for you, and there's no way in hell I'm gonna let it happen.
I think you should be honest. I mean, if there's something really bugging you about the whole EOQ thing, you should tell him.
But Edward can offer Michael an incredible future. Shouldn't that be what's most important?
You know, when Michael was a baby, I pretty much stole him from the Quartermains. And now this is Edward's chance to steal him back. And I could stop him.
Have you thought about it?
Yeah, I've thought about it. But Michael could end up wanting to live his life as a Quartermain. And that would make him safe. But then again, I try to use that logic with Jake, and truth is, I don't really know. Is it worth losing Michael to keep him safe?
Yo, Mom, I just can't win with you. You don't want me to work with Dad and Jason. You don't want me to work with Johnny. And now you don't want me to work at ELQ. You know, how about I just wear a goofy hat and flip burgers all summer?
If I thought Edward would just love you and be your great-grandfather, I might object a little. Okay, I really wouldn't be okay with it, but I wouldn't freak out. But that's not the case. You know Edward just wants to control you.
Look, I'm way past letting anybody control me, including my well-intentioned mother.
That's not funny.
Hey,
Hey.
sorry, I didn't like the way we left things, but I can see you're busy.
Yeah, me and my mom were just talking about my summer job at ELQ. Abby's gonna work there, too.
Oh, I'm guessing your mother hates the idea? Well, I can't say I blame her.
See? Even Jax thinks it's a bad idea.
You know, perhaps I have a solution that you might like.
What's that?
Why don't you and Abby come and work for me?